he's putting his faith in Big Barda. He's sort of seeing a way out, a way to happiness, a way to joy. And then you get those last 2 pages and you realize we're only halfway through the journey.
Give me a good tease for the back half of Mr. Miracle, starting with issue 7.
So the first half of Mr. Miracle, from the beginning, it was planned as 2 halves. The first is the New Genesis half. We've seen sort of all these New Genesis characters. We focused on Orion, we focused on Light Ray, and on Scott and Barda, obviously. The second half is the Apocalypse half. So the war that you've seen so far, the war between Apocalypse and Genesis, it's all taking place on New Genesis. For the second half, it's in Apocalypse. It's Scott leading an army onto Apocalypse to defeat his father, Darkseid, all the same time while he's having a baby. So it's the 2 hardest things you can do in life: go to war and have a kid.
You guys just wrapped first half of Mr. Miracle with issue 6. Tell me about how you and Mitch discussed that and put that on paper.
It's maybe my favorite issue I've ever written in my life. I mean, it's definitely the best drawn issue I've ever worked on. So to me, Mitch is a master. He's the best artist in comics, and this was his best work. The idea behind Scott Free is he's an escape artist, right? He's trying to escape the trap. But the whole idea of Mr. Miracle is he doesn't know where the trap is. Like, how do you know if you're in a trap, and how do you know how to get out of a trap if you don't know you're in it? And so that's what 6 is about. You see him sort of starting to emerge.
The book has gotten so much attention for a lot of valid reasons, but you also shine a light on something that I don't think has ever been discussed in comics, which is, PTSD. Talk about why that was important in Scott's journey.
Well, I think I was just on a panel about PTSD, and the former Surgeon General was there, and he said something which I think was profound when he said that one of the greatest problems of PTSD is loneliness. Is that it makes you think I'm unique in some way that I can't share with people, and you sort of become isolated, and you sort of become a person who can't function because of that, because you can't share who you are with someone else. And what's at the heart of Mr. Miracle is Scott realizing that he's not alone. That he can lean on someone, he can lean on his wife, and maybe he can lean on his kid. And to him, that might seem a little bit like a trap, because when you're in PTSD, when you're sort of in that point of trauma, love can feel like a trap. I know that sounds weird, because it's hard to describe those kind of emotions, but when you don't even trust your kind of self, if you don't trust the world, and if you have PTSD, you don't trust the world, so you don't trust love. Oh God, that sounds like I'm on the Love Boat or some asinine crap. This is why I write stories and not essays. But I mean, that's the heart of the series. The heart of the series is not Scott gets over his trauma and is a happy person. The heart of the series is Scott is a traumatic person who finds happiness, and he finds it through his family and through his kid.